my videos. Today we're going to be talking about rage and what it is and how it works and all the mechanics that basically have to deal with rage. Uh, the biggest thing to note is that rage happens every round. You get a base 100 rage per round with no outside factors, no heroes, no skills, etc., etc. Just a base 100. And the other thing is that the attacker sometimes skips the first round of rage. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. It's just something weird to keep an eye on as you're attacking things and studying how rage is working. And you guys might call that out. It's something we found. We reported it as maybe a potential bug. We'll see what comes of that. So here we are going to be looking at kind of what it looks like in battle, how rage really affects things, and what you're actually seeing when you're fighting people. A lot of people zoom out of the map when they fight. That's great. I do it. But for newer people and people who are learning and want to figure this out, this is kind of how it goes. So what you're now watching is a fight. The biggest thing to watch with rage is those little squares on the side of the icon there. Each square is 250. When it fills up, it hits 1,000. 1,000 is when your active or awakening skill goes off. As we just watched, and we're about to watch again, you'll see Roski's boat go off, and then 2 rounds later, you're going to see Helgard, which on mine, she throws an umbrella. On his, she comes down from the sky. The biggest thing to note on that is that they are 2 rounds away. It's just how the game manipulation works. So we'll just say in a perfect world, no outside factors. Roski Rage is going off on not on round 10 because it takes 10 to get 1,000. Everything happens after a round. So then on round 11, his skill would go off, and then round 12 would be a gaining 100, and then round 13 is when Hellguards would go off. It's just how the game works and mechanics. Again, if you skip round 1, you're obviously going to be a little more behind the second guy. It's something to watch when you're fighting too. If you can learn how to tell that really quickly, with your marching, you get to know it. If you're doing a rally, you could like cancel it like instantly because you're like, oh, I'm already behind the gate, and you're always going to be behind chasing that unless you're super strong to overpower somebody. So something to keep an eye on it. Something that's happening. We don't know why. It is a bug. Here you're going to see I'm using an infantry rage build. And if you watch, it's procking 2 to 1, even though it's losing, it's still going off 2 times for every time. 1 time they get theirs off. Very strong thing, very important thing, especially as we continue to go, as we're looking at mounts and all that kind of stuff. So as we continue, we're going to be looking at the heroes now. Again, I just want to show a visual representation that the awakened skill fully and utterly replaces the first skill there. Heroes have 4 skills. They do not have 5. They don't run simultaneously. They're not separate skills. They are the exact same skills, except for the awakened, just stronger. All your active buffs do affect your awakened buffs. So keep that in mind as you're looking at heroes. This is very important too with rage because every single hero has active rage skills as their first skill. All of them do. It doesn't matter what rarity, it doesn't matter what level, they all have that as their first skill. So real quick, let's talk about the skills for rage builds. So first we're going to talk about the staple. This is in rage. In rage, every time your troops deploy basic attack, which infantry is really good at, so is archers, there's a 20% chance they'll direct damage, but you also get the 100 rage, which is just a beautiful thing to get. It doubles your rage for that round. It's just a good thing. The next skill, Odin's Asylum. This is where all your most of your damage outside of your awakened skills come from. Every time your troop casts a rage skill, it does 450 damage and it does 200 shield factor for 2 seconds. So both Roski and Helgard would get this. Both Margaret and Lagartha, whatever her name is, also would get it when it does, which is why this is a really good build. This skill, I only recommend this for field fights. Do not use this in rallies. It says right there for the first 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, this thing falls off, and your rallies guarantee only last for, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't know. What's the longest rally? It lasts longer than a field fight. Next thing, which is your replacement for this, if you're doing a rally, is Rage Leech. If the target is burning and your active skill goes off, you're gonna heal. If it's not burning, you're gonna gain Rage. You use it on infantry because it's not gonna be burning and you're gonna gain Rage. So it's just really good for gaining Rage for infantry. The next one is Dampen Spirits. This is just a complementary to Odin's. Again, 50% chance to deal direct damage for 550. More damage boost. It's powerful. And you are also going to be reducing the opponent's rage, which is a really good thing. Let me find this next skill here that I want to talk about before I leave. Oh yeah, Blessed Negation. This skill is super strong. It is going to turn off every single rage build there is out there. Reducing it with damping spirits is just going to turn everything down, and it's very fun to play with. So this can go on any march, pikemen, infantry, archers. Very very strong. I highly recommend you guys test with this and play with this one to try to turn off people's rage builds. Really fun. So thank you guys for coming. I'm very new to making content creation, and as I'm learning and editing, I'm hearing myself say a lot. I do apologize for that. I am working on it. This stuff is no joke. It takes a lot of time to do, and I appreciate you guys all stopping in and watching and experiencing this with me. Have a great night. Ciao.